But the same way that they quickly absorb into your hair is the same way they will leave and evaporate. You just do that. Hmm? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Chronicles of Caroline here. If you are a new subscriber, you are welcome. If you are an old subscriber, you are welcome also. You know the drill. So guys, in today's video, we are going to be talking about hair porosity. I'm sure we've been hearing about hair porosity up and down, and majority of us do not know what hair porosity is or how to find out our hair porosity or which type of hair porosity we fall into. But don't worry, that's why you have me. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a detailed explanation about porosity, how to test for hair porosity, how to know your hair porosity, and how to take care of your hair based on its porosity. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. But before then, don't forget to give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified anytime I post a new video. Now let's get into the video. What's hair porosity? Hair porosity is your hair ability to absorb moisture into your hair, to absorb and retain moisture into your hair. This affects how well oils and moisture pass in and out of our hair outermost layer, which is known as the hair cuticle. Now let's talk about our hair structure. We have three main structure. Our hair has three main structure, which is the cuticle, the medulla, and the cortex. The cuticle is the tough protective outer layer of our hair that's made up of smaller cuticles that overlap each other, just like the shingles of a roof. Cortex is the thickest layer of the hair. It contains fibrous proteins and pigment that gives our hair its color. Then we have the medulla. The medulla is the soft central layer of the hair shaft. For our hair to stay healthy and hydrated, water, oils, and other moisturizing products must be able to pass through the cuticle to get to the hair cortex. Now let's talk about the type of porosity that we have. We have three main types of hair porosity, which is the low porosity, medium porosity, and high porosity. And what is medium, low, high porosity? Don't worry, we are getting there. Low porosity means your cuticles are close together, they are tightly bound together. And if you have medium porosity, it means your cuticles are not tightly bound together, but then they are still not widely spread. So it's like it's not tightly closed, then it's not tightly open, it's just normal. Then if you have high porosity, it means your cuticles are widely spread, they are not tightly bound together, they are widely open. So that's the difference between high, low, medium porosity. I hope you are following me. So why is it important to know your hair porosity? The reason why it is important to know your hair porosity, either you have low, high, or medium porosity, is because that will help you determine how to take care of your hair, what type of products you should buy and use for your hair, what are the things you should do and you should not do pertaining to your hair porosity. So if your cuticles are tightly close together, that means it is not easy for water and oil to penetrate into your hair. So it will be difficult getting moisture into your hair. Then if you have high porosity, that means your cuticles are widely open, then it will be very difficult for you to retain moisture and keep your hair hydrated. Are you getting me? Can you see where I'm going? Now that we've talked about the meaning of hair porosity and the different types of hair porosity, now let's talk about the characteristics, like things to look out for to know if you have high porosity, low porosity, or medium porosity. If you have low porosity, then it is very difficult for products to absorb into your hair. Product does not absorb into your hair easily. Product tends to sit on top of your hair, and also it is hard for water to saturate your hair when you are washing it. It's like you are trying to pour water on your hair, but then the water is not entering the hair. The hair is still feeling dry after you pour water on it. That's low porosity. If you pour water on your hair, then the water is not absorbing into your hair. That is a characteristics of low porosity. And also another thing to look for is that after you wash your hair, if you have low porosity, it takes a very long time for your hair to dry on its own without using blow dryer or hooded dryer. That is, if you wash your hair, it takes a very long period of time for the water to dry out. Those are the characteristics of low porosity. Then if you have high porosity, these are the characteristics of high porosity. Water and product tends to easily absorb into your hair, but the same way that they quickly absorb into your hair is the same way they will leave and evaporate. You just do that. Hmm? Let's take for example, you know all this African sponge. If you dip a sponge into water, it absorbs the water quickly, but once you remove the sponge from the water and just do it like this, is no longer, the water is no longer there. I don't know if that illustration makes sense. So if you have high porosity, product and water tends to easily absorb into your hair, but the same way they absorb easily is the same way they leave easily. And also you are more prone to breakage if you have high porosity, because your hair tends to be more dry and frizzy, because you are not able to retain the moisture that you gain. And also your hair dries quickly when you wash it. It's like you are in the shower, you wash your hair, then while still taking your shower, before you even leave the shower, your hair is already dry. Like, it does not take long for your hair to dry after you put water on it or pour water on it. Those are the characteristics of high porosity. I hope I'm making sense. Are you getting it? If I'm making sense and you watch up to this extent, drop an emoji in the comment section. Are there factors that causes or determine our hair porosity? Yes, there is. Genetic is the major factor that determines our hair porosity. Genetics play a very huge role in hair porosity, but then it is not the only contributing factors. If you bleach your hair a lot, if you use blow dryers, curling iron, straighteners, dyes, just it in general, over time, like exposure to such things over a long period of time without taking proper care of your hair, like you are using it without using its protectant, you are using bleach without taking proper care of your hair, it can change your hair porosity. Like, it can raise the cuticles and cause damage to your cuticles. You know, the cuticles is like the outer layer of our hair, so such things can raise the cuticles of the hair over a long period of time, thereby making it hard for you to retain moisture and making your hair more prone to breakage. And also UV radiation is another factor that can contribute or alter your hair porosity. So exposure to UV radiations is another thing that can change or alter your hair cuticles. Now that we've known the meaning of hair porosity, the characteristics of hair porosity, and the factors that influence or alter our hair porosity, how do we test for hair porosity? To test for your hair porosity is a very simple test that can be done at home, at the comfort of your home. And the test involves, you just need a glass of water, just a glass of water, and make sure you are working with a clean hair. Make sure your hair is shampooed and clean, no product residue or build up. Then you want to get a clear glass of water, then put a few strands of your hair into the water. Then if your hair sinks or floats, that's what would determine your hair porosity. After putting your hair strand into the glass of water, here is how you know your hair porosity by the results that you get. If your hair floats, if it floats before sinking, then you probably have low porosity. But if your hair it does not float, then it does not sink, it's like somewhere in between, then you probably have normal or medium porosity. But if your hair sinks immediately you put your hair strand into the water, then you have high porosity. I hope that is clear. Let me go over it again. If your hair floats before sinking, you have low porosity. If your hair is not floating and is not sinking, it's like in between, then you have medium or low normal porosity. But if your hair sinks immediately you put the hair strand into the glass of water, then you have high porosity. Make sure if you are testing for it, you are using a clear glass so you can like see the results. Another way to test for your hair porosity level is by running your hand through your hair strands. Let's take for example, this is my hair. If you run your hand through your hair strands, if you run it like this and it feels smooth, then you have low porosity because your cuticles are closed, they are tightly bound together. But if it feels rough and bumpy when you run your hand through your hair strand, then you have high porosity. I hope that helps. I stated earlier that knowing our hair porosity is important because it helps us to know how to take care of our hair and what product to use and what not to use. So now I'll be telling you how to take care of your hair based on its porosity. For low porosity, you want to avoid products or conditioners that has protein in it, because using products and conditioner that has protein in it might not be easily absorbed into your hair. It is believed that product that does not have protein in it, protein free products, are more easily absorbed into the hair. So that is why you want to avoid protein. Not like you should not use protein, but then you should not be using it very often. Like you should not be using it regularly. It should be once in a while kind of thing. Another way to take care of low porosity is by applying it when you use deep conditioners. When you condition your hair, make sure you apply it, because it is believed that it will help raise your cuticles, thereby allowing the product to penetrate better into your hair. So whenever you condition your hair, make sure you apply it by wearing a shower cap, just covering it with nylon, or using hooded dryer or steam cap. And for your conditioners, look for ingredients like glycerin and honey in your shampoos and conditioner, and also water. Water is the first thing. Either you are low porosity, high porosity, or medium porosity, water is important. Make sure there is aqua in the ingredients of shampoos and conditioners that you use. But if you have low porosity, then you want to look at for product that has glycerin and honey in it. The last thing for low porosity is that do not apply conditioner on dry hair. It is believed that when your hair is wet, it's like you are diluting the conditioner. It will allow the conditioner to penetrate better into your hair. So whenever you are applying conditioner, avoid applying conditioner on dry hair. These are the ways to take care of your hair if you have low porosity. If you have high porosity, these are the ways you can take care of your hair based on you having high porosity. The first thing you want to ensure is that you are always sealing in moisture. Make sure sealants are your friends. Like you people are like this, you are friends. Do not be separated. Use leave-in conditioner, use sealants like butters and oils, so that it will be able to trap in the moisture to your hair. Because the cuticles are open, it is easier for you to lose the moisture. It is not easy for you to retain the moisture. So if you have high porosity, make sure you are sealing in the moisture, and anytime you apply moisture or any hydrating product to your hair, and you want to use thick butters, heavy oils and butter like castor oil, shea butter, just make sure you are using heavy oils and butter if you have high porosity, so you'll be able to seal in the moisture in your hair. And also look for ingredients like butters and oils in your shampoo and conditioners, because these ingredients will help you moisturize your hair. And avoid hot water while shampooing and conditioning your hair. Do not use hot water. Do not use hot water if you are shampooing and conditioning your hair. Make sure you use lukewarm water. It's not hot, then it's not cold. So in my own understanding and little research that I did, these are the ways to take care of your hair based on your hair porosity. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section and I will be glad to answer your question. Thank you guys for watching up to this extent, and we've come to the end of today's video. If there's any topic you would like me to talk about, then let me know in the comment section. See you guys in my next video.